See, somebody was with me some days, no, some weeks back, and she was like, Mrs. Martins, I would like you to advise me. If you were in my shoe, what will you do? And quickly I corrected the person. I said, no, let's not approach this issue as if I were in your shoes. Because if I were in your shoes, I would behave me. If you were in your shoes, you would behave you. So if I give you advice or counsel you based on what I would do if I was in that situation, then I may be doing more damage to the situation because you don't have my personality, you don't have my diplomacy, you don't have my styles, my relationship style. You may not have all those. So you will not be able to defend whatever action that I'm telling you to do. You will not be able to manage, you will not be able to perpetrate it, you will not be able to manage it. That's just it. So I said, let's not look at it that way. Tell me the details, and the direction. The discussion took a different direction. Why am I bringing this today? I know that in marriage, people we can't do without having to tell somebody, please come and help me out in this. I need a third opinion, I need a second opinion, I need an advice about this, I need counsel about this. Or someone may come to you. In fact, that is where I am actually going. Somebody may come to you and say, come and help me. I realize that most times when we try to counsel people, we try to make use of our own experience. Yes, while your experience is good, okay, to help you to know, okay, I was in this before, this is what could work. Think of what could work, not what you did. Because what you did, if it worked for you, may not work for that person. For the reasons I mentioned earlier, the person may not have your diplomacy to manage through the decision, may not have your personality, so will not be able to manage just like you were able to now to manage it. So those of you that cancel people, those of you that you have opportunity, because I've seen that these things break a lot of homes. Advice. That's why sometimes people will tell you, don't invite a third party, try to settle things amongst yourself. Yes, while that is the best method, it is not the best, the most practical methods, because sometimes you just need a third party, you need a third opinion, you need an independent opinion about the whole matter, so that you guys are able to actually see things. But really, my concern today, that experience I had made me to want to, let's talk about this. Please, next time you are having an opportunity to talk to someone, because as you are married, you have opportunity to talk to people about, their own marriage. They may come to you for advice, they may come to you for counsel. Please, when you are doing that, don't give people advice based on what you will do when you are in that situation. Okay, I've told you what not to do. Let me tell you what to do. Okay, next time somebody comes to you and say, please tell me what to do, or you want to go to someone, don't tell them, if you were in my shoes. They will counsel you based on what they will do, and it may not work for you. And that accounts for the reasons why many marriages are breaking, because of advice taken from other sources. Yes, instead of those to help, that advice to help you, it is rather breaking your own, because somebody is counseling you, somebody is talking to you based on what they will do if they are in this situation, and you don't have the charisma, you don't have the diplomacy, you don't have the personality to be able to behave that well, to be able to manage through the consequences, because every decision has their have their consequence. Yeah. All right. So what should you do? Please, when next you are going to somebody for advice, tell them, give them the details. And if you are the one trying to advise somebody, ask for the details. The details of the scenario itself. Yes, ask for the details. Whoever is coming to you for advice, or whoever you are going to for advice, you must be ready to open up the details. If you don't give the details, they will cancel you rather than counsel you. Yes, they will. That's a on a humorous note, but really, they will rather destroy that relationship, because they don't have enough details to be able to back up their judgment, to help their judgment. So many a times the people you go to advise you, you are the one actually making them to give you wrong advices because you have not given the details. So if you are also the counselor, please, you are the one, somebody has come for advice, make sure you ask for the details. If you want to go to somebody to advise, because I know you cannot do without it, yes, please be ready to give the, if you are not ready to give the details, then don't go. Yeah, because you are not helping that person to be able, and you are not helping yourself at the end of the day, such that people are able to give you the right counsel. Ask for the details, be ready to give the details. And if you are the one in that capacity or in that situation to counsel someone, after asking for the details of that situation, ask for details of relevant previous, yes, previous situations, previous scenarios, previous events. Yes, that's why I use the word relevance, because sometimes what you guys what that issue you are reporting about your husband, about your wife, she did this to me, he did that to me, it's not really that issue you are angry about, it's not really that issue you are reacting to. There has been an accumulation. There have been previous relevant issues, relevant events that is not contributing to your anger, that is that triggering that emotion that is coming. So be ready to give the details of that situation, be ready to give details around of situations also around that one, because that is what will actually help. So that while you're saying I'm going for, because many of us, rather than go to trained counselors, you rather go to anybody to ask for advice. But if you would have to do that, I know sometimes it costs a lot to talk to trained counselors, and you may not readily have them around you. Be ready to give these details that I'm talking about, so at the end of the day, that advice, that counsel they are going to give you will not destroy your marriage at the end of the day, will not destroy your home at the end of the day, will not make things to be worse at the end of the day. And you think they've given you wrong counsel, they've given you counsel based on if they were in your shoes. And hey, man, that is what you ask for. Not if they were in your shoes. What is the right thing to do? And there is no way anybody will know the right thing to do than for you to give them the details. Okay. And lastly, all right, I said, ask for the details of that event. Ask for the details of surrounding relevant events around it that will inform your judgment. And thirdly, counsel the person. Please counsel based on, or rather, let me put it this way, counsel the person as if there is not going to be any change from the other person, because at that point you may not be able to contact the second party. The best would have been to contact the second party and hear from both and be able to do something. But in practical, real life situations, you may not be in the position to be able, maybe a woman has come to you, the wife has come to you, the wife has come to you for advice, and you may not be in the position to be able to call the husband and say what happened. But you still have to give that your friend a piece of advice. Please, when you're advising, advise as if there is not going to be a change from that person. Advise based on how the person will be able to cope and manage the situation, even if there isn't going to be any change from the other party. How will you be able to manage the situation? How will we be able to enact change from within you, that is talking about your responses to further events that will be coming, such that you will be able to still live happy even though change is not coming from the other person. Like I always say, you can't change anybody. Everybody will change when they are ready to change, no matter how you try. But really, yes, there are things you can do that can help, that can put that person in a condition to want to change. Yes. But while you are waiting for change, the first change comes from you. And that first change is must give you the ability to still live right, even when there's no change from that other person, when the situation still remains the same. So I'm going to stop it there today, because really, I started pondering on it after that person came to me and say, Mrs. Martins, advise me, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? And I said, no, if I were in your shoes, what I would do, you may not be able to do it because you don't have my personality, you don't have my diplomacy, you don't have my style. So many a times when we think we are counseling people, we are actually destroying that relationship. Please, if you are not in the best position to counsel, do not do it. And if you just have to say something, follow what I've said in this video, and you will not be contributing to destroying somebody's relationship in the bid to want to help. So I'm going to stop it there. And also, like I said, if you need to go for counsel, if you are not ready to give the details, then don't go to anybody for counsel, because you are not helping that person's judgment. They will give you the wrong counsel because they will counsel based on what you tell them. And they may not be able to ask some very important question for lack of skill to be able to get this information out of you. So I'm going to stop it there. But I will always say, please, the best thing is find a moment to discuss, to have a conversation on that issue with your spouse, okay? And if you feel like you're not getting a headway, yes, you can invite an informed third party